University of Missouri. If you want to find out a little bit about the four-year career pathways, as we heard from Brian Paul earlier from General Mills and so many others, how they moved into manufacturing after going to an engineering school, let's see what the University of Missouri has to offer.
It's all about preparing for the future of manufacturing. As the industries evolve with automation, robotics, and advanced technologies, staying competitive means embracing these changes. That's why the Department of Industrial and Systems Engineering at Mizzou is excited to offer an undergraduate certificate in Industry 4.0. This certificate is a program that's designed to train the next generation of manufacturing professionals.
Through hands-on exposure to cutting-edge technologies like the Internet of Things, machine learning, AI, and data analytics, participants will understand the ongoing transformation of the manufacturing sector. Hands-on labs reinforce theory, transitioning from component-level control to system-level integration.
Participants master fundamental sensing, computing, and communication software for industrial digitalization and digital twin-based manufacturing.
The Industry 4.0 program consists of 4 courses: Introduction to Manufacturing Processes, Industrial Automation and Control, Industrial Robotics, and Smart Manufacturing. Undergraduates will need to complete all 4 courses to earn their Industry 4.0 certificate. Preparing for the new roles that come with today's technology in advanced manufacturing is a big part of Mizzou's vision to create a better world through engineering.
And now joining us live on the Columbia campus of University of Missouri, the ISE 4.0 lab, is Mike Clote and 2 of his students that are going through the program right now. Mike, welcome to Manufacturing Day. You have the shop floor. Thank you so much.
Excellent. Thank you. Can you hear me okay?
We can. Thank you.
All right. I'm Mike Clote. I'm an associate professor in the Industrial Systems Engineering Department and the Engineering Technology Department. And today we're going to tell you a little bit about the opportunities, a little bit about industrial engineering in general, and about the opportunities here at MU. We have 2 of our students, John and Aaron. They're going to, later on in this PowerPoint, we're going to show you, tell you a little bit about themselves and their experiences, their plans for the future. So, and then afterwards we can have a Q&A. So if we have the PowerPoint, let's go ahead and start it. Yep, next slide, please. So we like, in industrial engineering, we like to say the industrial engineers are at the nexus of data, people, and technology. Where those 3 areas come together, you'll find an industrial engineer. Next slide. And the opportunities are amazing. There's all different kinds of places you can go. Manufacturing, of course, is a huge area for industrial engineers. Healthcare is a growing area. Logistics, massive area. Financial institutions, entertainment, law, government, service. And on this slide, you can see some of the places where our students have gone. There's a slide coming up in a few minutes. A lot of them stay in the state of Missouri, but a lot of them also go out. Boeing, 3M, Scholastic, Ford, GM, Hubble, ABB, Honeywell, just a host of different companies. Future's wide open with industrial engineering. We like to say industrial engineers make everything faster, better, and more sustainable. Next slide. As far as demand for it is huge right now. The demand for industrial engineering is going to grow at projected to grow at 12% from 22 to 23. It's the highest of all the engineering disciplines. 2 of the top 20 fastest growing occupations in the state of Missouri are in industrial engineering. 2 of the top 10 fastest growing STEM jobs in the USA is in industrial engineering. So a lot of opportunities, a lot of room. Next slide, please. We're in the top 10 highest paying major college majors. Average starting salary is $75,100. And that range can go anywhere. This is starting salary. The range can go anywhere from $65,000 to $90,000. Unbounded career potential. We also have many opportunities for internships and co-ops. And down at the bottom left-hand corner, you can see that 60% of our graduates stay in the state of Missouri, but 40% of them go outside of the state also. Next slide. We have a whole host of award-winning instructors who care about the students. 55% of our instructors, faculty have received teaching awards. We've got an excellent student to faculty ratio, 15 to 1. 30% of our student body, our industrial engineering student body are females, and 10% of the underrepresented minorities too are also in engineering. Over 80% of our students graduate in 4 years, and that's a great thing. And there's a host of leadership and research opportunities also. Next slide. So at the very beginning, you saw that video. The video was a little bit about industrial engineering, but it's also about our Industry 4.0 lab and the opportunities we have there. We have 2 certificates available within Industry 4.0. We have a certificate for the students that are currently taking classes in engineering. And then we also have one for workforce training for those people that are already out in the industry, already working. I want to come back and get some additional education in Industry 4.0. Next slide, please. So we actually have quite a few labs. There's 3 main labs associated with our advanced manufacturing sector. You see here, this is the one that's primarily used by the industrial engineers. We have coordinate measuring, we have 3D scanning capabilities, we have Haas machining centers, CNC machining centers, CNC lathes. We also have traditional manual machining and lathe work also. And then we have desktop CNC too, but they also utilize Haas controllers. Next slide. This is our automation lab. It's our PLC lab. We teach PLCs. We start out with industrial electricity and industrial automation protocols. We work our way into PLC programming. And then we also have project-based, problem-based components at the end of it with a lot of electro-pneumatical, mechatronic modules that the student will work through. We have a robotics course we teach, which is a little unusual for a lot of schools, for a lot of universities. We actually teach 3 robotic families. We teach ABV, which is the fastest growing in sales in the United States right now. We teach FANUC, which is course number 1 in use right now. And then we also teach universal robotics, which are cobots, collaborative robots. And they're the number 1 collaborative robot manufacturer in the country right now too. Next slide, please. This is our Industry 4.0 lab. This is where our FANUC robots are. We have 2 Amatrol SIM cells, mechatronic cells. Students can learn how to program an actual manufacturing process with those. We have a Festo SIM cell, electromechanical mechatronic cell. And that system is unique in that we can order parts, we can create a catalog, online catalog, order those. And currently right now, we're bouncing our orders off a server in Germany and then bringing back, and we can actually manufacture those parts. We have autonomous mobile robots, and we have you can see a cobot on top of that one. And it's a little hard to see, but over in the corner, there are 4 universal cobots too. Collaborative robots are becoming incredibly popular in industry right now because of this ease of programming, the ease of changing the program, and they're incredibly safe to work around. So it's an interesting lab. Next slide, please. So these are certification topics, and they're the same whether you are in the industrial engineering taking courses and going for this certification, or if you're in industry and want to come back and get additional training. For the workforce development, for those industry people, we've tweaked these 4 classes to make them, they're hybrids. So a lot of the lectures and all of that material is online. They can work at that at their own pace. And then they come in for 1-day, 8-hour labs to get that certification. The topics that are in there are manufacturing processes, industrial robotics, industrial automation, and then smart manufacturing. Next slide. And in this slide, you can see some of the topics we cover in the Intro to Manufacturing course. We go into GD&T, coordinate measuring machines, 3D laser scanning, CNC machining, We have both traditional and we have a traditional machining centers and then benchtop milling machines. And then we also have a non-traditional manufacturing too with laser cutting and additive manufacturing. In industrial robotics, those are our three robotic families. ABB, we use an IRB 120 and a 1200. FANUC, that should be a 200 ID FANUC robotic for that family. And then the universal robotics are our UR3E system. Within the robotics course, we also teach integration, how to wire devices in that. Very few robots are working alone. They're working in conjunction with other equipment. How to integrate that, we teach that in that course. Vision systems, we integrate vision systems with our robots, and then some supervisory control too. In our industrial automation and control class, we do automation electronics, the basic electronic skills you need to get into automation. We do machine sensing and actuation, PLC course, it's traditional PLC course. We start out with the basic instructions, relay logic instructions, work our way on up through advanced programming, data communications, and then also this is the segue into our Industry 4.0. And that's primarily done with the smart manufacturing course. And when you talk about Industry 4.0, if you ask 20 people, you might get 20 different answers. It's a lot of different things to a lot of different people. But it's really taking the Internet of Things and applying it to the manufacturing sector. There's a lot of integration. It's generating, utilizing, and moving data. Cyber physical systems, data visualization. You can do digital twins now. We teach how to do that. You can set up your entire manufacturing process to replicate a physical system three-dimensionally, and you can run your process through that, including clear down to the PLC program. And then again, we also do an integration with our robots with the automation. We do machine tending and like that, palletizing and what have you. So those are those four courses. We have that certificate for the students that are in engineering, and then we also have the workforce development system for people that are already out in industry. Next slide, please. So Erin's going to introduce herself and talk a little bit about herself. Erin, you want to go ahead?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. My name is Erin Hyde. I'm a senior currently studying industrial engineering at Mizzou. Mizzou provides vast opportunities to get involved within the college. I've, developed so many different leadership skills by, having to present in front of, 20 plus groups of people and really just grow those skills, which will be beneficial in the workforce. My most recent internship was at General Mills at the Hannibal location. So I was in a MEA, so Manufacturing Engineering Associate position for internship. So I helped plan and execute trials and process improvement projects. And my degree here at Mizzou really helped develop my skills so I could be successful in that position. So my future plans, I'm going to go full-time at General Mills at their Murfreesboro, Tennessee plant. So I'm really excited for my next steps and to really get to do what I'm learning in the workforce.
Okay, next slide, John.
Yeah, I'm John Alvey. I'm a senior industrial engineering student set to graduate in May of 2025. And yeah, one thing Dr. Clote and Dr. Noble wanted me to speak about is why we choose IE. And I think one of my favorite parts of industrial engineering is the broad skill set. And not only broad skill set, but a broad group of industries that these skills can translate across. Anything from data analytics to manufacturing methods, and then also things you wouldn't think of, like maybe programming or design. All of that kind of falls under the umbrella of industrial engineering. This summer I had the opportunity to work at Textron Systems in New Orleans, Louisiana. They make amphibious vehicles for the U.S. Navy. They're called ship-to-shore connectors, and they can go on land and sea. So I worked as a continuous improvement intern, mainly supporting the production team. It was like a physical manufacturing predominantly process, so welders, ship fitters, and electricians. And most of my projects involved supporting them. And yeah, I really thought that my industrial engineering experience set me up nicely, not only to create projects to succeed in my role, but also to just learn about the process that I was working on and kind of understand the task at hand, what was holding the system back, and ways that they work to improve it. And yeah, in the future, I plan to graduate with my Industry 4.0 certificate in May of 2025. And that's one of the great things about IE here at Mizzou is getting that kind of feather under your hat, but also the opportunity to get exposed to these new technologies that we'll see before we head out into the industry. And yeah, after graduation, I plan to return to Textron Systems as a production planner full time. So very happy with my IE experience, and it's helped a lot in my time in the manufacturing field.
Fantastic. Well, we don't want to lose you, John. I think Boeing's hiring. So if you're still interested in staying in the state of Missouri, I think we need to get you in contact with John DeWeese at Boeing.
I'm open to anything. We got time.
Well, Aaron, glad that you had the experience at General Mills. I've been to the plant there. It's a phenomenal. And I hear you had a fun internship project over the summer as well that Mike mentioned.
Well, I worked on several different trials with R&D, and I was on the old El Paso hard shell line, and it definitely was interesting kind of seeing like the different ideas and different things like future implementations. So that was kind of interesting to be a part of that process and kind of be able to start something beginning to end with within the company.
Great. And that's exactly what an internship should do, right? I'm glad that both of you had solid internships and have a good pathway with MU. We do have some questions coming in, Mike, so I'll feed them over to you. Chillicothe High School asks, do you have many students who enter your programs with robotics classes that they have already experienced? In other words, do they take these in high school?
We do. It depends on how that program was set up, whether or not it's transferable. But any experience is good experience. And a lot of those students that have the robotics experience, robots are different. You have the traditional industrial robots that program with one type of technology. And then you have the cobots that are a different approach to the programming scheme. So any kind of robotic experience is great to bring into your college education. So, yeah,
So it can be a major advantage to other students that do not.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Aaron, John, did either of you have FIRST Robotics or VEX Robotics experiences when you were students?
When I was in high school, I went to a really small high school, so we did not have the technology to really learn on that. So I came in knowing nothing, but I feel like through the program, they start off with, building blocks in some of the classes, and you can really develop those skills.
Yeah, I also didn't come in with robotic skills, but next semester going through Industry 4.0, that's something I'm really excited to get into. And I've heard great things from people in the past that had the opportunity to work with that stuff in the past.
Yeah, two great programs, serving a lot of students in Missouri very well. So Aaron and John, curious, how was your experience as an internship and when you're working in career? What were some maybe myths that you had about industry and they were debunked when you got into the internship?
I think that it's like adults they know everything. Everything is completely known in industry. And you continuously are learning throughout, your career. That never stops. There's always new things, new areas of interest, new technologies coming out. So it's definitely, once you leave school, it's not like, okay, you will never learn anything new ever again. So that's one kind of myth that was debunked.
Yeah, I think one big thing for me is how manufacturing environments can differ from each other. I think a lot of the environments I worked with the school were slower quicker tack times and kind of more maybe automated based. And where I ended up working was very personnel based, and that meant different problems, different solutions. So I think there's just a lot of different things that you'll end up encountering depending on your environment. And also, I just say there were a lot more problems than I kind of expected. There's a lot of opportunity for people that work on, improving manufacturing process. There was almost more than we could keep up with at the plant. So there's a lot of things that need addressing in this area.
That is manufacturing is fast-paced and high speed. We had a question come in from Twin Rivers High School, Mr. Kirkman's class. Are there certain classes in high school that you would recommend to have taken prior to entering your program?
Ooh, definitely get your kind of upper level, chemistry, upper level math classes if you can take them. Laying down a good foundation to be able to solve complex problems is the best thing you can do if you don't have, engineering specific courses. So just lay down that kind of course framework, I would say.
Yeah, I completely agree. Stuff like math, chemistry that you can knock out in high school, and just come here with the mindset that you need. As far as more specialized things, I think you can kind of take care of that once you get to school. And once you're here, you'll kind of have a better idea of the trail you want to blaze for yourself. So, yeah, and just anything you find interesting too, that'll always help. So.
Great point on the trailblazing trail. Chillicothe High School wants to know, what are your current dream jobs if you could work anywhere?
Oh, goodness. Dream job? Ooh. I don't know, John, do you have one?
I wouldn't say I necessarily have a dream job, but I would say I want to work on multiple different things throughout my career, I would say. Like when encountering my first environment, like I said, it was a lot more different than I expected it to be. And I like the challenge of kind of wrapping my head around a different process. So I hope I just get to experience multiple environments, especially not necessarily early in my career, but just as things go along. Yeah, a variety of things is what I'd like to see.
I completely agree.
Yep, and that's exactly what Todd said at Toyota. That's how it helped him get to where he is as president at Toyota Motor Manufacturing. Mike, any parting shots? I'm not seeing any more questions in the Zoom. Any parting shots from you at MU?
Yeah, I was just going to say, when we were talking about education, I want to give a nod to our community college partners too. Many high schools will work with your community colleges on dual credit opportunities for courses, and take any of those that you can. Pre-engineering courses. There's a lot of community colleges out there that have pre-engineering programs too that will transfer right into MU. So look into that too. While you're still in high school, look into those opportunities. Those are important. And
Great point, Mike. I really appreciate that. And a lot of employers also will pay for tuition reimbursement, so they will even flip the bill for you going over there to MU.